Do we like that this is not a handball? Is this the right line that we should be taking as referees about natural versus unnatural? Those are the kind of things we review in the group, so that the consistency of decision making can continue or be changed if we're not getting it right. After that, the match analyst, which is all of us technical instructors, will sit with that team of referees and go through clips with them about specific things. Your management, like that Tori situation, I was like, why are you screaming at her? She's like, I know, she got to me. I was pissed off that she didn't listen to me. So we could talk about that. And then in her next game, she was much calmer and better. So I wanted to deal with her about that, but that wasn't a message for the whole group. So there's two types of ways that get debriefed.
So as an international event, all the different languages and cultures and stuff like that.
Everybody speaks English.
Everybody does speak English. Is that a prerequisite
Yeah.
to be? Okay.
Yeah, everybody's in English. And the interesting thing, do you guys know what was added to the referee's responsibility in this tournament?
Yeah, they had to speak into the microphone.
Announce the VAR.
The announcements. So they trialed this at the men's U20s in Argentina in January, and they loved it. It's like the NFL football referees, where after review, the decision on the field stands. Foul by defense, 5-yard penalty. So the referees, now the women, had to do this for the first time at an international. We had never practiced this anywhere. We had never had the open mic ever before. So we had 10 days to get 100, well, it wasn't really it was just the referees. We had 32 referees. We had 10 days to get them. And not all of their English is good. Like Adina from Brazil, her English is terrible. But we had to find strategies. They had to give the decision, an explanation, the restart, and the sanction. So this was actually my job, because I was the only true English speaking instructor. The instructors are from Czech Republic, one from Sweden, one from Croatia, one from Argentina. And so as the native English speaker, my job was to help them find the words. So we had to practice. So every day in training we call it MVAR field, so the training field. We had the VARs, we had 2 teams of players, so we had 40 players every day at our disposal. Half were on one field and half were on my MVAR field. And they would play, and the referees would referee for 8 minutes. But every time they started, they would have to practice an announcement. So they'd have to open the button, step on the field. After on-field review, the final decision is penalty kick for tripping by number 4. White, restart, will be a penalty kick. No yellow card. And then as the game started, well, even before that, we realized the button thing was a problem because they'd be refereeing, it'd be falling. So then we changed no button. Now they had to say to the VAR, open the mic. So they'd step in, open the mic, open, and then they would do it. But then when the game started, we realized if I go out and say, final decision is penalty kick for, nobody hears anything because the entire 70,000 stadium is like, woo! So then we had to change, and we had to think of it okay, we're gonna give the rationale first and build a crescendo of music and finish with the cymbal slam. So after on-field review, number 5 of Argentina trips the attacker in the penalty area. The final decision is penalty kick. So we had to train them to change the order of the announcement so this was all going on in the background. And then there was...
I thought that was just for dramatic impact.
Oh no, it was... This poor girl from Korea Republic, went over, and some of them were factual. So if it's offside, just the position of offside, and she plays the ball, so offside interference play, they don't need to go to the monitor. It's a factual decision based on the fact that she's in front of the second last opponent. So they still do this, and then they say, after factual review, final decision is no offside, goal. But poor her name was Victoria Hyungjong Oh, she got confused in her mind. So she's like, after review, no offside. And then the teams are cheering, and then she's like, offside, goal. And then she got all, and you could see that she totally butchered it because English is not her language. So she went to say something, and she used offside instead of not offside. And I got, this poor girl, we're all watching her just crushed. So all of this stuff was going on in the background of just actually refereeing the games. And a lot of them were so nervous about the announcements that that's actually what they focused on rather than